Welcome to the game Elf Work. So each swimmer is an elf. Halfway across the pool is a set of cones which represents a throwing line. Now I have a picture to show you in a moment, so bear with that. On the other side of the throwing line is a big float, which is classed as Santa's sleigh, with a big hoop in the middle of that. So you want a good size, and that's representing Santa's sack. And the other side, the side of where the elves are, there are going to be lots of different items that you have put out. So it's items or materials that sink, that float, big, small, loads of different sort of shapes, sizes, colors, as whatever you have you want out. And they're going to be the side of where the elves are, and they're going to represent the gifts or presents. So with these gifts and presents, they need to go over to Santa's sleigh to be packed up in his sack. The swimmers will go and collect an item, and they will go to the throwing line. Now their aim is to get the items within the hoop. And if it does land within the hoop in Santa's sleigh, in the sack, then they are awarded a point. And then they go off and go and find another item to go and get. So they need to keep count of their own points. And obviously you as a teacher there are going to just keep your little sneaky eye out just for those sneaky ones. So the owls cannot retrieve an item if it lands on the sleigh itself. It has to land in Santa's sack, but they can't go and get it. And it has to stay there, basically. The game is timed, or depending on how much stuff that you have put out, you can keep going until all the items have been retrieved. So it's up to you. So different variations. You can turn it into a game of for a team. So you can set them up in teams or pairs, or just to make it a little bit more competitive, and they have to collate then the certain amount of points to win, or it could be the most points win. So there's different variations there you can do for the team event. When the time is up, excuse me, when the time is up that you've allocated, you can then go and say to them, well, everything else is now open to go and collect. So all those that have fallen onto Santa's sleigh, that hasn't gone in the sack, that are still on the big float, they can go and retrieve and then just place it into the sack. Or obviously if they've thrown it and it's gone over the other side, they can now swim around and go and collect those. Now you can do it a couple of different ways. You can only do one at a time, so they can only retrieve one at a time, or they can get as much as they can in order to go and put into the sack. They then still have to allocate or choose. They then have to tally up their points that they have. All right, so another one that you could do, you could add in the Grinch into the game, of where you have a swimmer that is their responsibility is to block the items to stop them from getting into Santa's sack. So you're going to have a blocker. They could be diving and stopping, and they can't touch the other swimmers. They can only go for the actual items themselves. So no smacking or hitting or whatever it is to the swimmers themselves. You can add more big floats, of where they have multiple places of where they have to go off and put so you're going to put Santa's sleigh and sack in different places, so they can then have different areas that they have to be aiming for. You could also actually make it smaller, so they have a smaller target area depending on the age and ability that you have. You can also, like I said before, is mixing it up with sinkable toys and floating. You could do floating only, or you could do sinking only of these items. But anyway, it's great Fun. The elves are very busy getting their points. So let's see it in action, shall we? So we have the swimmers on one side, like I showed. You can see here the cones have allocated that throwing line, and you have the big float with the hoop. And they're going to go and collect and retrieve. Sorry, not retrieve. They're going to go and collect what they're wanting to get and try and aim for the target. Here we go. Some unfortunately have missed it, so it's going into the other area. And that's all now all over at the other side, and that's when you start doing your variations of where you could add extra time to go and get some more opportunity to get some more points. But it's a really fast game. The kids absolutely love it. They love being little elves, and they are getting as many gifts as they can to put in Santa's snack. Enjoy and let me know how it goes. Swim squad membership is going to be starting another cohort in 2025. I only open the doors every quarter. So we're opening this month in December, all of December, ready to start in January. And what a perfect time to start the year off with a big bang, in the sense of loads of information that is already on the membership. We've been going for 4 months already, so you've got 4 months of content to be able to even go through already. Every month there's brand new swim study topics that we talk about, that I go on, and we do a little bit of a workshop or masterclass, if you like. Each month is different. A guest speaker that's relative to that swim topic comes on. I have such amazing news in the fact that my favourite person, one of my most favourite people, Jill Connell, will be joining us next year for a chat about what was used to be called, well, I guess the buzzword's called risky play, but I call it exploratory or adventurous play, and she has her own way of thinking with regards to that, but that's what we're going to talk about. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek. However, January, I have the amazing Mike Jones, who has recently come out with a book, and he is making an absolute storm in the business world of ensuring that people are happy and feeling happy and thinking for themselves too, knowing that we work such long hours as swimming teachers. So he's going to come on and talk too. But January is going to be all about planning, as well as to how you can make the most out of the time that you have for planning. And then we're going to have 2 amazing ladies that are going to be talking about sensational, sort of sensorial approach to life in general, but we're going to be talking about it swim-wise too. So that is swim study topic. We've got guest speakers. Oh my goodness, we have oodles of themes that are seasonal and doing wintertime themes. There is in February, there is also lots of love going on. And I'm going to be doing a Dr. Seuss theme as well. March is going to be all about springtime and lots of lovely things as well. So the next quarter is going to be really great with regards to the themes. There are so many different songs that I add there, loads of activities in each different theme that I do. There are games in there as well that you can adapt for the younger ones and older ones, depending on the ability. You'll also have, which is separate, is the higher stage games as well, similar to what you're watching now. And it gives you some quick games, but then they make such a massive impact in your lessons because it's fun, but they are learning so much more. You're having such an enriched program when you do these types of games as well. So I would love for you to join. The website is on here for you to go on and check out even more information. There's resources on there that you can print off and use. You have access to every quarter. You have part of the membership is a one-to-one with myself for an hour where we could talk about whatever you want to talk about with regards to your lessons, to business, anything that you would find useful for yourself. I am here for you, so make sure you make the most of that. And it's just really lovely to have a community together of like-minded teachers that are able to, really lean on each other and give each other a bit of a pick up and a boost, because we know that in this sort of purposeful, playful world, it can be quite tricky. So therefore, that's why coming together is going to be really lovely. So I'd love to see you there in January. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in 2025.